Hello students, today we are going to discuss an interesting grammar topic, that is non-finite verb. Many students have a problem with this topic. They are not able to identify the non-finite verb, or they find this topic very complicated or difficult. But student, it is very easy. Today I'll explain you how. Now first thing, when I say what is a verb, you will say it is an action word. But student, every time you cannot say that the verb is an action word. Sometimes it is a state in condition or a state of having. Let's see the example. Now, if I say I sing very well, in this sentence, the word sing, it tells you the action of singing. So here you can say it is an action word. But if I say she is rich, does it denote action? No, it does not. It denotes state in condition. Or if I say she has won a jackpot, does it denote an action? No, it denotes the state of having. So here we come to know that verb is not always an action word. It can be an action word or a state in condition, or you can say a state of having. That you have to keep in mind. Now, before we start with our actual topic, that is non-finite verb, we should also know what is finite verb. So, a finite verb acts as the main verb in a sentence, and it can be changed according to the noun. For example, she talks too much. In this sentence, the verb is what? Talks, and it is the main verb in the sentence. But if I change the subject of the sentence, like if I say they, so here the verb will also change. It will become they talk too much. We cannot say they talks too much. We will always say they talk too much. Or instead of instead of the verb talk, if I want to change the tense of the verb, like if I say she talked too much, so it becomes past tense here. So here you have to keep in mind, finite verb can change according to the subject, or you can say it can change according to the tense also. Now our main topic, that is non-finite verb. Non-finite verb cannot be the main verb in the sentence because they do not talk about the action that is being performed by the subject or noun. You have to keep in mind this. Now, this non-finite verb are of three types: infinitives, participle. Participle can be present participle and past participle. And third one is gerund. Among these three, the easiest one is infinitives. What is infinitive? Infinitive is nothing but the to form of the verb. Here you have to keep in mind, if the verb is in its root form, in its original form, like I have not added ing or ed, en or n to it, then it is known as what? Root form of the verb, base form of the verb. And if the word to is added before it, then it can say it is infinitive. For example, to sing, to dance, to sit, to sleep, to walk, anything, any verb which is in its root form, original form, base form, and if I am adding to before that verb, it is known as what? Infinitive. The other one is participle. Now students, these participles can be present participle and past participle. What is present participle? Present participle, you can say it is just verb plus ing form. Your verb is in ing form, that is known as what? Present participle. And your past participle is verb when it is ending in en, ed, t or any. Now for example, if I say the word speak, the present participle of that word speak will be speaking, and past participle will be spoken. See, it is ending in en. Now next word, if I say finish, the present participle of that word will be finishing, and past participle of that verb will be finished. It is ending in ed. If I say the word do, the present participle of that verb will be doing, and past participle of that verb will be done. It is ending in any. Fourth one, if I say the word sleep. Now the present participle of that verb will be sleeping and past participle of that verb will be slept. Means the word is ending in T. So you have to only keep in mind present participle here means verb in ing form and it describes or you can say modifies or qualifies the noun, and past participle ends in en, ed, t and ne. We are going to see example of each in detail. After that, the third one is gerund. Gerund is also very easy, student. It is just verb plus ing form. Now you will get confused. Mrs. telling present participle is also verb plus ing and gerund is also verb plus ing. But here the difference is, though gerund is the verb in ing form, it is a noun in a sentence. It acts as a noun in a sentence here. That you have to keep in mind. Let's see the examples. Now first one, infinitives. As I told you, it is two form of the verb. I decided not to go to New York. Now in this sentence, the verb is what? Go. And before the word to is added and the verb is in its original form. I have not added ing to it, or I have not added ne to it. The present participle is going and past participle is gone. So here I have not added ing or I have not added ne also. It is in its base form and the word to is added before the verb. So it is definitely an infinitive. You have to just keep in mind infinitive just means two form of the verb. After one, the next one is participle. Now first we'll see present participle here. Now student, this present participle, to understand it more deeply, you should also know that the present participles are always adjectives or verbals here. Now adjectival present participle here you can say, for example, he said insulting things. Now how you will identify that whether it is present participle or what type of participle it is? You have to keep in mind if it answers the question which to the next noun. See, he said insulting things. Which things did he say? He said insulting things. So you can directly say it is describing the next noun. It is answering the question which to the next noun. So it is adjectival present participle. Understood? Now the next sentence. If I say I saw a tiger approaching me. In this sentence again it is verb plus ing. But can I ask the question which to the next noun? Which me? No, it is wrong English. I cannot ask which to the next noun, that is me. So here you can say if your ing form of the verb in the sentence is not the adjectival present participle, it is not answering which to the next noun, then it is definitely the verbal present participle. That you have to keep in mind. After that, adjectival past participle. As I've told you all, past participle ends in en, ed, t and ne. Now let's see here. She swept away the fallen leaves. Here again the verb is ending in en. So it's definitely past participle. But which type you can say? Is it answering which to the next noun? Which leaves did she swept away? Fallen leaves. Yes, of course it is answering which to the next noun. So here you can say it is adjectival past participle. Another example, the farmer had plowed the field. Is it answering which to the next noun? Can I say which field? Am I getting this answer plowed when I am asking the question which to the field? No, I am not getting. So when you don't get your answer, when you ask which to the next noun, then you can say it's definitely verbal past participle. You have to keep in mind, if your verb is in ing form and it is answering which to the next noun, then it is present participle, or you can say adjectival present participle. And if it is ending in en, ed, t and ne, and it is answering which to the next noun, then you can say it is adjectival past participle. If this is not the case in both the participle, then you can say it is verbal present participle or verbal past participle. See, if it is ing, then verbal present participle, and en, ed, d or t, then it is verbal past participle. It is very easy. You have to only keep in mind present participle is ing form of the verb or en, ed, t, ne, and it describes the noun. You have to keep in mind. Afterwards, see here gerund, the third one. Now what is gerund? Gerund is also ing form of the verb, but we cannot call it as a participle. Why? Because it is the ing form of the verb that acts as a noun. We can use a gerund as a subject, the object of a sentence in a or in a compound nouns, or also after a preposition. And the easiest way to identify a gerund in the sentence is ask question what to the verb. If you get an answer when you ask question what to the verb, then it is your gerund. Now see example here. Jogging helps you to reduce weight. Now if I ask the question what to the verb, what helps you to reduce weight? You will say jogging. Understood? Then you can say that it is a gerund, and this you can say the gerund is subject in the sentence here. Clear? You have to keep in mind, though it is ing form of the verb, we cannot say it is participle here. Why? Because it is acting as a noun in a sentence. It is playing the role of noun in a sentence here, and it is answering the question what to the verb. What helps you to reduce weight? Jogging helps you to reduce weight. So it is subject of the verb. Now next sentence. My sister was singing. Now what was my sister doing? She was singing. So it is here what? Again gerund, and it is object of the sentence here, because it is coming after the verb here. As I told you in my earlier lectures that noun or pronoun comes, when a noun or pronoun comes before the verb, it is subject of the verb. When it is coming after the verb, it is object of the verb. So here in the case here, this noun is coming before the verb, so it is subject of the sentence. Now this noun, this gerund is coming after the verb, so it is object of the sentence. Now next one, she is fond of singing. Here again, what is she fond of? She is fond of singing. Now this gerund is coming after the preposition here. Keep in mind of. It is coming after the preposition. So again you can say it is gerund and it is object of the preposition. After that, he bought a walking stick. Now what did he bring? He bought a walking stick. So it is walking stick is a compound noun here. So you have to keep in mind gerund can come in a sentences like which are subject to the verb, object to the verb, or you can say object of preposition, and in compound nouns also it can come. You have to keep in mind gerund is very easy. It is just ing form of the verb, but it acts as a noun in a sentence. You have to keep in mind. It acts as a noun in a sentence. And whereas you can say participles are what? Describing words. They describe the noun. They don't act as a noun. Now see exercise here. Watching a drama is fun. Here again if I ask what is fun, then it is of course the answer I am getting is watching a drama is fun. And this word is coming before the verb. So here you can say it is subject and it is gerund. It is gerund and it is subject in the sentence. Then he gifted her a stuffed toy for her birthday. Now in this sentence children, I have underlined the verb. Here the verb is what? Stuff. And what is it describing? It is describing the toy here. Which see, he gifted her a stuffed toy. Which toy did he gift her? Stuffed toy. So it is answering the question which to the next noun. So here you can say it is past participle. Adjectival past participle here. She is afraid of hurting your feelings. What is she afraid of? Hurting your feelings. And it is coming after the main verb here you can say. So it is gerund and object of the and it is object of the preposition here. It is his hobby to collect old stamps even at a great expense. Now in this sentence we will directly say it is infinitive because the verb is in its base form, root form, original form. Ing is not added to it, ed is also not added to it, and before the verb we can see the word to here. It is to form of the verb, so it is infinitive. After that, increased water levels resulted in better yields. This sentence again you can say, children, it is past participle here. Here it is describing the water levels here. Which water levels resulted in better yields? Increased water levels resulted in better yields. So here again it is past participle, adjectival past participle you can say here, children. And then the last here, we visited thundering waterfalls. Now in this sentence again, thundering, which waterfalls did we visit? Thundering waterfalls. So it is describing the waterfalls here. So here you can say it is again participle, present participle here. After that, the next one, on finding no one to play, the child began to cry. In this sentence, I have underlined three words here. Finding, to play and to cry. Now if I say here, finding, what is finding here? It is ing form of the verb and it is object of the preposition. The sentence is starting with preposition here. Understood? So here again directly I will say gerund and object of preposition. Here this to play and to cry, directly I will say it is infinitive. I hope children you all have understood. It is very easy. Don't get confused at all. You have to only keep in mind infinitives are nothing but two form of the verb. Participles are present participle, verb plus ing. They are describing words. Past participle, verb ending in en, ed, tn, ne. They also describe the noun, and gerund you can say verb plus ing, but they are not describing the noun. They don't describe the noun. They act as a noun in the sentence here. They act as a noun in a sentence. I am repeating again. Gerund always act as a noun in a sentence. You have to keep in mind. Go through my video lecture again and try to solve as many sentences as you can to get you can say confident in this particular topic, or to have a command on this particular grammar topic, that is non-finite verb. Thank you.